very special, exclusive invite inside Windsor Castle. This was the first film premiere ever held here, and I was invited to be there. I cannot believe it, so I'm bringing you along with me. Not just a royal setting, but a moment of history unfolding inside these walls that have witnessed nearly 1,000 years of it. But the film we're about to watch isn't just about royalty and stars. It's about something far bigger. How we live, what we've lost, and the connection with nature we're in danger of forgetting, and why finding our way back to it matters now more than ever. Today wasn't just a spectacular premiere, it felt like a message, one worth sharing with the world. Okay, this is it. I'm feeling very Jackie Kennedy. I've got LK Bennett shoes on, if you can see them here. Classic nude, and then I've got this beautiful tweed suit on from Susanna London, and it is just beautiful. It fits like a glove, and then this very cropped jacket with the beautiful neckline. So this is the look, and I'm gonna have to go. Oh, this is my handbag. This is testing, and then this is my complete look, but I'm gonna have to go because I'm paranoid that I'm gonna be late, and no one wants to be late for the king. The parkland surrounding Windsor Castle is spectacular, and on this morning a soft haze of low fog clung to the earth, making everything feel more ethereal, more timeless, as though the landscape itself were holding its breath for this special day. Since William the Conqueror came here nearly 1,000 years ago, on the banks of the River Thames there has always been a castle at Windsor. But Windsor is more than a residence. It sits at the very heart of the story of the monarchy. In fact, it has been a royal palace for longer than any other building in Europe. The story begins in 1066. The Normans had conquered England, and they chose this very spot, besides a strategic crossing over the Thames, commanding the land west of London and the site for a powerful stronghold. They raised an artificial mound, built a tower upon it, and from that moment, Windsor became a symbol of royal authority. Over centuries, kings and queens have expanded on it to an extraordinary scale. Windsor rises in great towers and sweeping stone walls that curve protectively around the ancient keep, and their scale is both imposing and beautiful. Below, the town of Windsor wraps itself around the castle, winding streets and old shop fronts and quiet corners that do actually feel very untouched by time. It's a place well worth a gentle stroll, where Tudor, Georgian and Victorian architecture rub shoulders along winding streets, and the long, tree-lined approach to the castle provides a breathtaking view. Within the walls stands St George's Chapel, one of the finest examples of Gothic architecture in England, as you can see. It has been the setting for royal ceremonies for centuries, and most recently it was where Prince Harry married Meghan Markle. Passing through the arched gateway, you enter the upper ward of Windsor Castle, the castle's principal quadrangle. These gates were not decorative though, they formed part of the defensive sequence of the medieval fortress, controlling access between the outer wards and the royal apartments. Set into the slope beside the wall is a small cascade of water. It is part of the later landscaping of the ward, designed both to manage drainage of the hill and to soften the heavy military architecture as the castle became more residential than a fortress. The central quadrangle is the core of the castle's residential and ceremonial life. This gateway has long been the route for royal processions, state arrivals, and the carriages that have carried monarchs and official guests through the centuries. It is also the setting for the changing of the guard. Soldiers of the Household Division regularly march up to the upper ward. And today, and later on this evening, the same quadrangle that has received monarchs and ambassadors welcomed guests for a different kind of gathering, to sit within those historic walls watching a film concerned not only with the environment, but with how we live, felt really significant. The film traces His Majesty's decades of work around biodiversity, traditional knowledge, regeneration, and the belief that nature offers patterns we have drifted away from. It presents this not as a theory, but as a lived practice. Yet the film is not framed by despair. It shows communities, including projects at Dumfries House, where education, craft, and land and stewardship are creating renewal and opportunity. Harmony is shown as something practical and really achievable. The mood in the room was thoughtful but hopeful. The sense that change begins in grounded actions, how we grow food, build places, teach skills, and connect with the natural world. The evening's introduction was given by Kate Winslet, who narrates the film, describing harmony as an invitation to see ourselves as part of nature, not apart from it.
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the royal premiere of Finding Harmony, A King's Vision, and is available globally on Prime Video from the 6th of February. Now, I understand that this is the first time a film premiere has taken place in a royal residence. Only a film this special, this important, could be given such an appropriate maiden voyage, and only a very unique individual could merit such a film. As many of you here tonight will know, His Majesty's vision is now brought to life through the work he does with his nature and sustainability charity, the King's Foundation. But beyond this vital work, he has also made a remarkable film. For those who may not yet be familiar with harmony, allow me to offer some insight. Harmony is a beautiful theory, one that invites us to see ourselves as a part of nature, not apart from it, and to tackle the world's climate challenges using an interconnected, nature-first approach. You are about to see just how this theory has already been put into practice around the world in so many inspirational ways across a multitude of different cultures, and sometimes for centuries. Your Majesty, it is thanks to your great vision and foresight in protecting our natural world that we are all here this evening, and I know it is our shared hope that once this film is available for all to see, that it will advance the philosophy of harmony in order to achieve a wider understanding in far-reaching and impactful ways. Filming may have taken place across a short 6 months, but Your Majesty, I know that for you, this documentary has been a lifetime in the making. Thank you for being an inspiration to us all, with your passionate approach towards promoting the positive change that you sincerely long to see across the globe. And thank you for hosting us here in the magnificent Windsor Castle, and to your exceptional team for assembling tonight's beautiful event. What an incredible privilege it is for all of us to be here. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Finding Harmony, A King's Vision. At the time, public discussions about the environment were rare. So, when the 21-year-old prince gave one of his first public speeches, many were shocked by what he had to say.
We are faced at the moment with the horrifying effects of pollution in all its cancerous forms. There is the growing menace of oil pollution at sea. There is chemical pollution discharged into rivers from factories and chemical plants, which clogs up the rivers with toxic substances and adds to the filth in the seas.
Well, this is quite a long time ago, and I remember being, well, profoundly, concerned about all this. It seemed crazy to go on without thinking carefully about how we manage all this.
It was so incredibly inspiring. It was, it really captured such a feeling. Yeah. I mean, it's things that we know, but things that you really need to emphasize and remind everyone that nature, if nature's in harmony, then we are too as humans.
And I think a bit A big part of it for me was spirituality and how nature can connect you. It doesn't matter what religion you are, if you can feel that connection between nature and spirituality. It also felt quite emotional in the sense of finding my own harmony as well as nature's harmony, and I've definitely felt that with getting more into the earth, creating a garden, kitchen garden, being more sustainable, and I think that is just if we all do more like that to sort of help the earth and help each other, I think we can go far.
It really showed how connected we all are.
Yeah.
Internationally. In England.
Yeah.
Just those amazing connections. We're all the same, and so we need to work together.
Absolutely.
Harmony means balance and working together to make everything beautiful, balanced and fruitful.
I think harmony for me means peace. So finding the peace for my inner self, and therefore I can give that back to other people, like my children or those people around me. I am here at Windsor Castle today, which is incredibly exciting, and we just saw the first ever film premiere in Windsor Castle, which was the King's Finding Harmony documentary, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was so unbelievably inspiring. In essence, we are all Earth's creatures. We are animals, as my son always says. We're just animals, Mummy, and we are part of this earth. And I think the more that we recognise that, and the more that we work with the animals and with Earth, then we are always going to be better off. There was this wonderful bit in the documentary about chickens and how battery chickens obviously react in a certain way. So they are very insular and they fight. They don't perform or do well as a colony when you're inside as a battery. When they're in the garden, when they're with nature, they thrive, they do better, they have a wonderful hierarchy and a community. And I think that just completely resonates with me, having chickens myself and seeing them go from barn chickens and rehomed to outdoor chickens. I always get emotional about everything, but I think there was so much of me that sort of wants to go home and create and think about what I can do, involve the community more in our home, on our little homestead. So absolutely inspiring. It's absolutely well worth a watch, and I hope you find it as kind of emotional as I did, in the sense that one person can make a big difference. Do click more to see more of the British countryside and its treasures, both natural and historic. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next week.